Hey, everybody. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, Rapper, Maria G, Glitters and Gold, Evie, Deb E, Cindy Smith, Shelly Seashells, Peachy. I know that's when Tulip was younger. Let's see, where was I? Shannon Perez, Tattooed Rebel. Hello, everybody. We go on down here. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. I didn't really notice anybody on. So I thought it was fitting. I'm sitting on a different pillow. There we go. Okay, what am I trying to do? Okay, start cam. Hi. That music was quite the, wasn't it? Okay, let me mess with my hair again like I always do. Oh, God. All right. How is everybody? I slept all day. I slept till 5 and it felt really good. Okay, so when I said murder on Turtle Island, I wasn't kidding. On a Turtle Island. Of course, not the game show, right, of Dolly Vision, but this is, see? Hannah Witheridge and David Miller were MURDERED on Turtle Island. It's over in Thailand somewhere. I heard this story. When did I hear it? I think a couple years ago. And it's really sad. Hi, BH. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks. Thanks. You know, I like to do up my hair differently now and then if I can. Especially because I have hair. I had a bob for the longest time with bangs. It was black. It was fun, but you know, I dyed it that blue black. Oh, hi, Tashi. Gosh, my hands are so cold. I'm going to buy another little heater and I can put it right by my legs. Okay, so David Miller and Hannah Witheridge were they were two British tourists, and this did happen in Thailand. Hi, everyone. Yeah, hit the like if you will. Thank you. I reached my 1,300. Not trying to sound bragful. I'm just excited. It makes me want to keep going. Well, it's not all about the numbers, but I mean, it gives me that gumption to keep going. Yeah. And I didn't think I would reach it until like Monday. So that was really a nice surprise last night. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, thank you. Gosh, my goal is 1350 now. I'll do 50 each time. Hi, Moon Taxi. How are you? Glad you found the channel. Thanks, everybody. All right, so they're called the Koh Tao Murders. I don't say that word, or Suicide. Hi, Teresa Mills. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Anyway, they involved the deaths of two British tourists in Thailand in 2014. Yes, trigger warning. Thank you. Before I start blabbing away, and then, hi, Sidekick. Hi, Lulu. Oh, your notifications are messing up. Hi, Tams. Hi, Always Broke Christy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, seeing your face and seeing your avatar on my Cash App. I don't know why, but once someone sends me something, and then if they send me, a little cash in it another day or whatever, it just comes up to the name, not where I can put like a heart or send something. And I don't know why. Now, every time it's a new person, I'm able to put something and thank them. So, like my last three or whatever, I just had it deposited in my bank, or whatever, connected to my Cash App, connected to my card. And I don't know how to thank people. Like, it's just weird. I mean, I could the first time, right? But just know that I really appreciate it. And from everybody that's helped me out. Thanks, Moon Taxi. That's really sweet. Thank you. So on February or September 15, oh my goodness. In 2014, the bodies of Hannah and David Miller were found on Seri Beach on the island of Koh Tao between 4 and 5 a.m. Yeah, PayPal. I mean, I know how to do it. Like, I know where to go and everything. Oh, my hand's healing pretty good. I bumped it today. I was in the kitchen. I think I bumped it on the faucet. I was like, oh, great. Now it's going to bleed, but it didn't. Hi, Tattooed Angel. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks, everybody. Okay. They were found just a few hours after their deaths. Both victims had been hit several times on the head. Witheridge, okay, that's Hannah, had been Raped, and Miller, David Miller, her boyfriend, I don't know if they were boyfriend or just friends, but had been drowned. 2 weeks later, two illegal Burmese migrant workers were blamed for the deaths, primarily on the basis of DNA evidence, and confessed following an hours-long interrogation. The suspects were initially denied access to legal counsel and alleged that police used torture and threats to secure a confession. Yeah, they were really young. I mean, these guys look like they were 18 or 20 or I don't know what, but I read some of their statements and they were tortured. But if there's DNA evidence, then maybe it was them. I can't remember how it ended. It's been a couple of years and my short-term memory isn't that good. So I'm actually kind of going through this with you guys all over again. But I remember that part. Pathologists and legal experts criticized the police, see, for mishandling the evidence, allowing contamination of the crime scene, and failing to use experts to collect forensic evidence. The police investigation and criminal trial were widely criticized by international media, human rights organizations, and legal experts. In December 2015, the pair were convicted of the MURDER and sentenced to death. I mean, what if it wasn't them? I'm pretty sure they were saying it wasn't them, it wasn't them. Attempts to appeal the sentence failed, but a royal decree. Oh, well, this is just as bad. Well, I mean, I guess. Was issued by King Vajiralongkorn in 2020. So they spent 5 years in prison, commuting the death sentences to life imprisonment. I don't even know if I remember that part. The government of Thailand was concerned the MURDERSs might affect tourism to the island, with arrivals dropping in the months following the killings. However, the event did not materially affect tourism to the island over the following years. Well, I'm kind of surprised by that myself. This is a picture of the island. Very pretty. Sari Beach. This is where they were both found. Sari Beach in Thailand. The island of Koh Tao is located in southern Thailand, measuring 8 square miles in area. It is the smallest of 3 popular tourist islands in the Gulf of Thailand, receiving 500,000 visitors each year. Koh Tao is especially popular with backpackers, known for its marine life and scuba diving. It has over 100 hotels and resorts and was deemed the busiest diving center in Southeast Asia in 2014. In 2014, the island had a population of around 5,000 locals. Burmese migrant workers made up an additional 5,000, around 2,000 of these being illegal immigrants who bribed local police by paying 500 baht each month. These illegal workers, it says BAHT. Is that their word for dollar, I guess? All right. These illegal workers often reside with friends on the island, making it difficult to identify them. Some of these workers said they can earn more money in Thailand compared to Myanmar. The killings were the first cases of homicide on the island in over 8 years. Well, hi, Joe. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Hi, Deanna M. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Hi, Michelle Swanson. Hi, Arco Show. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming in here. Thank you so much. Okay, the victims of these MURDERS were Hannah Witheridge, a 23-year-old from Hemsby, England, and David Miller, a 24-year-old from Jersey, a Crown dependency. So not New Jersey, but Jersey in the UK somewhere. Both were students who were backpacking in Thailand. Witheridge had completed undergraduate studies in education at the University of East Anglia and had started postgraduate studies in speech and language therapy at the University of Essex. Miller had just completed his undergraduate degree in civil and structural engineering at the University of Leeds and was starting a master's degree. He was traveling Southeast Asia with a friend after completing a 6-week work placement in Australia with a mining company and arrived in Thailand in August. Okay, so they were just friends, I guess. Witheridge and Miller traveled and arrived on the island separately on August 25th. So these MURDERSs happened, let me refresh my memory, in September. June, July, August. Gosh, you guys, the very next month. Good grief. Okay. So they traveled and arrived on the island separately on August 25th. Witheridge, which is Hannah, was traveling with 3 other friends, and Miller with 2 others. The 2 met in Koh Tao while staying at the same hotel. All right. Hannah and David were last seen at a bar called AC Bar with friends at a party on Sunday night with around 50 people, mostly foreign tourists. Before they left together after 1 a.m., their bodies were discovered on Surrey Beach a few hours later, between 4 and 5 a.m., by a mute Burmese beach cleaner. David Miller's body was found floating in the water, and Witheridge's on the beach. Hannah's on the beach. The bodies lay approximately 20 meters apart and 30 meters away from their hotel, Ocean View Bungalows. A bloody hoe, believed to be the MURDER weapon, and a wooden club were found near the bodies, along with 3 cigarette butts and a used condom. Both bodies were found semi-naked. A pile of clothes was found nearby. Makes me wonder, right, if maybe they weren't just down by the water sitting there, looking at the sea, and then these people creeped up on them, and gosh sakes. I mean, I guess they could have been pulled out of their motel, but I'm kind of doubting it, right? They left at 1 a.m. from the party, probably down there, I don't know how long, because it was that morning, a few hours later at 4 and 5 a.m., their bodies were found. And they said they weren't dead very long. Gosh, good grief. The police moved the bodies to prevent them being swept up in the rising tide. Local residents blocked the pier to prevent the unidentified killers from leaving the island. An autopsy revealed that both victims were hit by a hard object, resulting in head and face wounds. David Miller had scratches on his back and water in his lungs, indicating drowning. Hannah's body indicated she had been RAPED'd. There was tearing present at the vulva, bruising on the perineum, good grief, and a bite mark on her right nipple. DNA was collected from these 3 areas and sent to a police forensics lab for analysis. However, her clothes were not tested for DNA. Well, why not? The investigation. Yeah, I'm gonna just say it. I'm burnt out with this Summer Wells thing. I think those little urns hanging around Dawn and Candace's necks had some of her ashes, and I think the other ashes, and other people think this too, are in is it Utah? Kind of around where that cross is, where they were seen standing. I don't know, you guys. She's not alive. I don't think she is. I don't think she's off somewhere being held against her will and all this stuff. Investigation. Due to concerns the MURDERSs might affect foreign tourism in Thailand, the national authorities sought to expedite the investigation into the MURDERSs. The police were under pressure to produce results quickly, which affected how they conducted their investigation. The police initially speculated about who the culprit might be, alleging various individuals of perpetrating the crime without clear evidence. They focused on foreign nationals, with a spokesperson for the police claiming this wouldn't do this. Oh, Thais, I'm sorry. Thais wouldn't do this. Some migrants who were questioned complained that officers scalded them with boiling water during interrogations, allegations which were denied by the police. After initially failing to find a match to one of the migrant workers, the police focused their attention on Western tourists related to the victims. They highlighted a British tourist who had shared a room with Miller as a suspect. I don't remember reading any of this or hearing any of this. Labeling it a crime of passion. He became the subject of a nationwide manhunt before the police quickly dropped the lead. Several other suspects were also named amid pressure to produce results, a new one every other day. Can you believe that? Hi, Carol. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for coming over. I don't know how you're finding my channel, except unless maybe I have, what are they called? Algorithms or something. But I read a little thing on my thing, and again, I'm not bragging. I'm just sharing what I'm going through because it's all really new to me. It says in the 2.5 months that I've been doing this, or 2 months, 2.5 months almost. It'll be 3 months on the 28th. I've had 50,000 watch hours. 50,000. I was like, wow. Now I don't think that's the same as like the hours, right, that you put in to monetize your channel. But that's really nice. And then YouTube wrote, people are enjoying your videos. So I must be doing something right. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I read that last night. I was like, wow. I've watched before, but was silent. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you came back, Carol. I'm glad you're in chat. We have a pretty easygoing chat, you'll see. I've literally had compliments on the chat because I read back the chat and I watch my show back. But I haven't watched the entire 7 hours from yesterday yet. I watched like 45 minutes. It was 7 in the morning. I checked my messengers and I was like, you got to go to bed. So I made myself go to bed. Okay, so, wow. So amid pressure to produce results, the police were naming different suspects, a new one every other day. Over 200 individuals on the island, many of them migrant workers, were tested in mass DNA testing. I remember that part. You know, that's sad. I mean, think about it. Just because you're a migrant worker, or you might be mute and you can't talk. Is that talking and hearing? Or is that just talk? No, mute is when you can't hear or you can't talk, right? According to the oops, I meant to hit this one. Shannon, I think Rapper likes your picture. That's cute. Okay, just don't spam her in chat. Don't be going over and over and over again and that kind of thing, because spamming is frowned upon. We all know that. Deb E can't talk. Oh, mute is just not talking. What is it where you can't hear and you can't talk then? What is that called? No, deaf mute is can't hear and can't talk. Okay, so it's called deaf mute. All right. Yeah, Deanna, I do. I watch it at 2 times the speed, and some of the ones, because I'm 3 hours behind Dolly Vision, I'll watch some of his programs at 2 times the speed. Now, see, Sidekick says deaf and mute. No, it is deaf and mute, because if you're just deaf, then you're deaf. If you're mute, you can't talk and you're deaf. It is both. It's both. I'm 90% sure, but I could be wrong. Hi, Barbara Smith. Look at us all trying to figure it out. Hi, Scott. Um, does everyone in here have a wrench? Nearly. If you come back more than once, I give you a wrench. It's crazy. I know it's kind of crazy, especially when I started out 2 months ago I was like, no, I'm not giving out any wrenches. It makes me feel very safe. I think I'm fairly okay, a good judge of character, but then again, that could be debatable at this point. Tashi is ugly. Rapper, don't say that. Don't do that. She's a beautiful woman from Australia. She's come up on panels before. Hi, Ghost Devil. I know you can write cutie and then put a pie in there. Yeah. Well, because this is the thing, right? Everybody has a wrench. And so when you come in and you don't have one, it's very noticeable. And I don't want people to feel left out. I just don't. Hi, Tammy. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for coming over here. My hands are still cold. According to the prosecution in the subsequent case, CCTV footage analyzed by the police showed 3 individuals riding a motorcycle to the 7-Eleven, where they bought beer and cigarettes before going towards Syrie Beach. Footage near the crime scene also showed one of the 3 men running into a shortcut. I don't know what that means. A shortcut of the road? I guess it doesn't matter. One of the men, Mau Mau, resided nearby. 2 weeks after the bodies were found on October 1st, 2014, police interrogated Mau Mau, who said he took the motorcycle and separated from the other 2 men before the MURDERSs occurred, and found them both home asleep by the time he had returned. Police entered the home the next day. Only one of the men, Zhao Lin, was present. Following an interrogation during which police say Zhao Lin admitted he had entered the country illegally, Zhao Lin was arrested and his clothes and motorcycle were seized as evidence. The second man, Wai Fayo, was believed to have left the island by boat the previous night. He was found hiding on the boat later on October 2nd. Both men were 22-year-old illegal migrant workers. Okay, they weren't 18. They looked really young, but they were 22. Workers from Rakhine, Myanmar, who worked in the hospitality industry. They had no prior criminal records. During an hours-long interrogation, during which the police used Burmese food vendors as interpreters because the pair could not speak Thai, the suspects confessed to the MURDERSs. They stated they were driven by a desire. Gosh, I mean, having boiling water poured on you and things that they're saying, I bet there's some truth in that. So maybe they made him say this stuff. I don't know. I got to keep reading. They stated they were driven by a desire to RAPE the victim. I'm just reading what it says, you guys. following sexual arousal when they saw the couple kissing on the beach. Okay. The police said the suspect's DNA matched a sample, of semen taken from Witheridge's body and to the hoe and cigarette butts found near the body. Well, this is the thing. In Tattooed, he said, I'm pretty sure he doesn't always believe the police. Over there, and the way they really wanted to catch people and not have it affect tourism and whatever, like, what if it's not true? What if it didn't match and they're just saying that? I mean, you never know. These men looked really scared. I saw pictures of them when they would come out, like from the jail in a van, being hurried into a van, and they looked worse than the first time they went in, of course. And I couldn't see like bruises and stuff, but I mean, it might be true, but it may not. They said that, I don't know. All right, I'm going to keep reading. Early police reports said Miller's mobile phone was also found in Zhao Lin's home. Although the media had previously reported the phone was handed to police by a friend of the victim. See, there you go. They're trying to say it was in his home, but yet it was previously reported the phone was handed to the police by a friend of the victim. In the trial, the prosecution said the phone was found smashed at the home of a friend of Zhao Lin's. The police then forced the suspects to reenact the MURDER in front of media. That's ringing a bell. They had to go down there to the beach, take a hoe, act out what they did. Isn't that just, while people were gathered around? I don't think I saw a video. I saw a picture, right? Wow. A move condemned by legal experts as prejudicing a fair hearing. Zhao Lin and Wai Fio retracted their statements following a visit from a consular lawyer for Myanmar and said they had made their statements under duress after they had allegedly been beaten, left naked in a freezing room, and threatened with electrocution and an extrajudicial killing. The National Police Chief, Somyat Phumpan Moyoung, denied that torture was involved in the confessions. Thailand's National Human Rights Commission attempted to investigate the allegations, but police representatives did not appear at 4 scheduled meetings. See, this is why it's all really suspicious, you guys. A defense team from Bangkok, composed of nearly 20 lawyers, were only permitted half an hour to meet the men. A request by the defense to delay the hearing and allow more time to prepare was denied by a judge at the Koh Samui Provincial Court. A 900-page police report was produced to guide the prosecution's case, but the defense was not allowed to see the report until the trial began. Public prosecutors initially rejected the report, asking for certain flaws to be fixed, more information to be supplied, and for the report to be made more succinct. In December 2014, the suspects were each indicted on 5 charges: premeditated MURDER, killing to conceal a criminal offense, RAPE, illegal entry into Thailand, and staying in the country without permission. Wai Fio was also charged with stealing Miller's phone. Trial and conviction. Hi, Lloyd Boston. Hi, Selena. Yeah. Justice to the true people. Doing my best, boss. Hello. Hi, everybody. An 18-day trial began on July 8, 2015 in the Koh Samui Provincial Court. According to an observer, the sittings lasted over 10 hours each day. Wow. The suspects were defended pro bono by 2 lawyers from the Lawyers Council of Thailand. The trial was attended by external observers, including representatives from Amnesty International and the UK's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. Direct quotations from the trial are unavailable as the judges did not permit the public to take notes. This decision was criticized by the Solicitors International Human Rights Group, one of the observers at the trial. The prosecution's case focused on findings of the police and medical examiner with an emphasis on the DNA evidence. They argued that the defendants intended to kill Miller using a hoe to hit him multiple times on the head. The hoe was then used to knock Witheridge unconscious, after which the defendants used force to hold her down and took turns raping her before killing her with the hoe. There were no known witnesses to the MURDERS. The defense claimed that the investigation was flawed due to mishandling of forensic evidence, lack of legal representation during interrogations, use of threats and intimidation to secure a confession, and intimidation of witnesses. They argued that the defendants, since they were vulnerable as illegal migrant workers, were scapegoated by the police for the crime. The defense provided a separate explanation for the events on the night. It was said the pair went swimming on the same beach earlier that night, and when they got out of the water, they found their clothes had disappeared. After unsuccessfully trying to find their possessions, they walked towards Mau Mau's house through the shortcut, which resulted in them being caught on CCTV. They said Wi-Fi found the mobile phone dropped on the beach, and so he kept it. Ostensibly, Wi-Fi changed jobs at the end of September and was traveling by boat to Surat Thani for his new job on the day he was arrested. The defense struggled to find members of the public willing to testify at the trial, as many feared retribution. Hence, their alibi was not considered convincing by the court. On July 10, the court ordered DNA to be retested. Police revealed that the samples from Hannah's body were used up, but were able to provide DNA samples from the MURDER weapon. Hi, everyone. Hi, Halloween baby. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. The head of the country's Central Institute of Forensic Science found that the DNA on the hoe, oh my gosh, you guys, did not match the defendants. The prosecution also claimed the defendants entered the country in violation of the Immigration Act of 1979. Zhao Lin was said to have entered between 2011 and 2012, and Wi-Fi in 2012. Both entered through the Ranong province, allegedly without presenting themselves at a port of entry and without possessing a passport. They pled not guilty to the charge at the trial, but Wi-Fi changed his plea to guilty during the proceedings. Several CCTV cameras near the crime scene were reported to be non-functional, and cameras near the pier were not checked by the police. The DNA analysis in the case, which was not subject to independent oversight or verification, was provided to the court as a one-page summary with 4 supporting pages, some of it handwritten with amendments. Jane Taupin, an Australian forensic scientist brought in by the defense, claimed that the timeline of DNA extraction was dubious. A rapid analysis of DNA samples had happened in less than 12 hours, which she said was unusual because extracting DNA from mixed samples was difficult and time-consuming. Taupin was ultimately not allowed to testify by the defense, and these issues were not raised by the defense until their closing statement. Media reports speculated that that was because the defense was wary of calling on foreign experts, fearing it could appear as undermining the Thai justice system and could bias the judges against their case. On December 24, 2015, Zhao Lin and Wai Fai-o were found guilty of murdering Hannah and David by the 3 judges and were sentenced to death. The conviction was primarily guided by the DNA evidence, and the court said it did not consider their confessions in making the judgment. Yeah, right. Wai Fai-o was also convicted of theft for allegedly stealing a phone and sunglasses from David Miller's body. They were both also charged with entering the country illegally, to which Wai Fai-o had already confessed. Zhao Lin was not convicted of this charge because he held a work permit for the 2 years preceding the MURDERSs. A lawyer for the men, Nakan Kampushat, said, "We will appeal as soon as we can. We have just got a copy of the court's verdict. It will take a bit of time to find loopholes to appeal. Attempts to appeal the sentence to the High Court in 2017 were unsuccessful." So 2 years later, unsuccessful. The Supreme Court of Thailand upheld the sentence in August 2019, stating that the police handled the case correctly and the forensic evidence was clear, credible, and detailed. The death sentences were commuted to life imprisonment on August 14, 2020, following a royal decree to commemorate King Vajiralongkorn's birthday and illustrate the king's clemency. The commutation was welcomed by David Miller's family. Reaction. The investigation was met with criticism by international media, human rights groups, legal experts. Amnesty International stated that Thailand must initiate an independent, effective, and transparent investigation into mounting allegations of torture and other ill treatment by the police. They also raised concerns with the absence of legal counsel prior to the confession, as well as difficulties with translation and interpretation. Human Rights Watch said the case was profoundly disturbing and called for the verdict to be reviewed in a transparent and fair appeal process. Thailand's National Human Rights Commission said the circumstances surrounding the arrest of the 2 Myanmar workers were dubious, leading to impressions the suspects were not aware of their rights and that justice had not been done. Hi, everybody. Tashi, was Miller a UK tourist? Yes, they both were. Yep. And they went there with, 3 other people or something? But those 2 got there, was it later on or first? Now I can't remember. Yeah, how is your son, Lloyd? Yeah, I want to know too. How is your son? I forgot he was in the hospital. Coca-Cola vanilla. Interesting. No, Debbie, I don't think justice was done. I mean, they could be guilty, but then again, what if they're not? All avenues weren't done correctly, or whatever I'm trying to say. Is hi Nanya Business. All my love Meggers. Hi Meggers. She's a Megger too. Right? But your name is spelled with an H. I'm not doxing you, am I? That's why I always used to say in the other creators or in Jimmy's chat, hi Meggers. I'm waiting to hear from Lloyd. But anyway, maybe he hopped out or something. All right. Oh, gosh, I'm cold. I got to turn the heat up more or something. Oh, jeez. Just a little more. I need to put my hands in front of it. Oh, God. Hi, little sweetie. He's so cute, sir. I vacuumed my room again, flipping litter, and oh, God, you guys. Stuff all over. The International Commission of Jurists adequate time and facilities to explore whether the alleged destruction of evidence in this case was appropriate. Now I get the belches. And unavoidable. And to test the prosecution case overall. Many raised concerns that contamination cast doubt upon the forensic evidence. Officials, journalists, tourists were seen walking around the crime scene. And Thai police did not use trained or independent specialists to collect forensic evidence. Balagna. Pornthip Rojana Sunand, a Thai forensic scientist, testified at the trial that the crime scene was poorly managed. A British defense lawyer, Felicity Jerry, said the trial was far too rushed and unfair to the defense. Experts have considered the forensic investigation to have been incompetent and to have possibly framed the suspects. An opinion piece in Bangkok Post wrote that practically, now my nose itches, practically no one believes Zhao Lin and Wai Fio really brutally, Murdered, these English tourists. Adding in Thai media of all kinds, the consensus is that Win and Zhao Lin are scapegoats. Another commentary in the paper stated that the overwhelming public skepticism stems from the police's long-standing notoriety for arresting poor and powerless scapegoats to save rich criminals who can afford to buy their innocence. Rumors began to circulate, with residents on the island saying the island is controlled by a mafia who have information about the true culprits and claim that the police is covering for them. Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah. So did Lloyd say something? Thank you, Maria G. I was taking my meds. Oh, you reminded me I need to take mine. Oh, does it, Lulu? Well, look, I have a tank top on because I was warm, right? After vacuuming and everything else and running around and what's that long piece? All right. Just as long as you get my love, you call me anything you want, says Thank you. Oh, he's still in there. Goodness gracious. Well, thank God for hospitals, right? I mean, thank God we live in this day and age where, well, look at that. There's 3 Dot. Hi, 3 Dot. Look at that. There's 3 Dot. 3 Dot. 3 Dot. Okay. I don't want to forget mine. So what I'm going to do, okay, let me read a little more. The Prime Minister of Thailand, Prayut Chan-o-cha, said foreign female tourists think our country is beautiful and safe, and they can do whatever they want, wear bikinis wherever they like. Oh, for crying out loud. So the Prime Minister of Thailand is saying foreign female tourists can do this. Think our country is beautiful and safe, and they can do whatever they want, wear bikinis wherever they like. I'm asking if they wear bikinis in Thailand, will they be safe? Only if they are not beautiful. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He just said that. And then it says he later apologized for the comment after it was met with public backlash. What a goof. Wow. Okay, the UK government expressed concerns with the investigation and summoned a Thai diplomat in London to discuss them. Despite not initially being permitted to assist with the investigation, British police observers, including homicide detectives from the Metropolitan Police and a forensic expert, were eventually permitted into Thailand to observe the investigation. Well, that had to have been from all the backlash from the town, right? The team were only allowed to spend 2 hours on Koh Tao and did not meet with the suspects or defense? What? Their findings were never made public, but were shared with the families of the victims. Prayut said that British and Burmese government representatives were limited to observation and had to respect our processes. The guilty verdict resulted in widespread protests in Myanmar. Protesters called for the release of the 2 suspects, who they believed were innocent and scapegoated for the crime. The protests angered Thailand's prime minister, who believed the demonstrations were a plot instigated to hurt the government. He announced that he had ordered all security-related agencies to track down those who are behind the Myanmar demonstrations. That's scary, because there's a picture here of men and women holding signs, and they're probably goners now. I wouldn't be surprised. Hacker group Anonymous published a video on January 3rd, 2016, criticizing the verdict. Police and court systems were hacked or taken offline in the following days, and a stash of personal information obtained from the court servers was posted publicly. The 2014 MURDERSs, along with other deaths and disappearances of tourists, led to British tabloids labeling Koh Tao as Death Island. That's why it's called Death Island. A 2016 study said the case, which it described as a litmus test of Thailand's justice system, seriously damaged the image of Thailand and of its forces of law and order on the global level. Thailand was where I was, when I was married, we'd send $50 a month. That's all well, I'm sure they would have taken more, but that's what we sent. And that was in the 90s, and she was able to get a bike. And I already brought up in some of my other videos the rice paper that her dad wrote on and thanked me, and I got pictures and drawings, Christmas cards, and now I'm not even Kuda Kumsawe or something, and now I can't remember her first name. I can't remember it, but anyway, I saved all of it through the children's what is it called? The Children's Christian Fund. Yeah. Effects on tourism. Thailand's government became concerned that MURDERSs may affect tourism to the country. The country's prime minister, who had been phoning the national police chief daily for updates on the investigation, said this should not have happened at all, as it will affect Thailand in the eyes of the international community. Amid the investigation, Tourism and Sports Minister Kobkham Watanav Rangkul visited Koh Tao on September 28, 2014, in an attempt to reassure tourists. She suggested using identification wristbands for tourists to improve safety. But the idea was quickly scrapped. The mayor of the island, Chayan Turasakul, announced a new police station and staffed it with 40 full-time officers. compared to the 5 previously. Irregular Burmese migrant workers were now required to register with the police in an attempt to discourage illegal workers and prevent bribery. Although tourist arrivals to Koh Tao dropped in the months immediately following the MURDERSs, there was little lasting effect on tourism to the island. Wow. What year was that tsunami? When was that? Was that 15 years ago now? This happened in 2000, I think it was 2014. Yep. And I'm just curious. We're in 24 now. I know at least 10 years have gone by, so that would have been 2014. Anyway, does anyone know? Lulu, 2004? It was that long ago? 20 years ago? What did I say it was called again? Not typhoon. What is it called? I just said it. Tsunami. It was in 2004? That'll be 20 years ago in this next, right? In 2024. This next Christmas. Hurricane. Lloyd, please pay no mind to his ignorance and sending positive vibes your way, sir. What's going on? Class, rapper. Okay. It doesn't seem like joking to me. What's going on? 3. You're joking hurts feelings. Just 3. Dave is not my friend anymore. Hi, Met Fury. I wasn't. My comment was unnecessary, very unkind. Be decent human, for heaven's sake. Oh, scared. Okay, I was afraid to watch the whole movie. Apparently a mod can't hide or delete a comment from another mod. Wow. I am new. Why is Crapper acting out? He's a drinker. Who's, oh, Crapper, rapper? Well, I mean, okay, I'm scrolling up to find out what's going on. Don't delete anything yet so I can see what's going on. It's true in Asian countries as we have a closed culture. Yeah, we are praying for your demented butt, rapper. So sidekick, I'm not praying for slobs. What the hell? Oh. Did someone must have already 3. Good night. Good night, 3. Someone must have, oh, Carol, you blocked rapper? Oh, wait, you blocked him? Wait, it was that bad. He had to be blocked, not timed out, you guys. Oh, hi, Steph. 2010 was the Japan one. Yeah, wasn't that? It was March of, I thought 2013, because I was just looking at that kind of thing. Well, the thing is, rapper will come back in under a different name. And he's been pleasant many times, you guys. I'm not just saying that. He's been sweet different times. He's been kind of sad sometimes. Isn't a troll community or drama community. Oh, is not a troll community or drama community. Yeah. Oh, he retracted his own message and apologized. I apologize for what I said. How did you get back if you were blocked? Sorry doesn't make it okay. It doesn't, sidekick? Well, Rapper, I mean, you know, we've had this talk before. I think when you came in as green, wait, what were you? Green Goblin, and someone called you Gobby, and all right, I'm going to turn the camera off and take my meds so I don't forget. No one is being hateful to Rapper. It's his behavior towards others. No, I know. I'm saying I'm really, I just want to be in control of the blocking is all. Okay? Thanks for apologizing. Oh. You forgave Rapper and unblocked him? So you're able to unblock him, Selena, even though Carol blocked him? I blocked him from my personal account. Oh, I see, Carol. Okay. Thank you. That makes sense. Team Rose isn't in here because she's lace and ice. Hashtag main winter. Hashtag magical. Hashtag sweet surprises. Hashtag Team Rose. It's a personal blog. Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'll have to give the kitties some of the, I don't know about the kittens, even though it's a natural catnap or whatever the container says. Here, I'll go get the container right now. And then I'm going to try to find a little video on this situation. All right. So. I got this today. That's a cat in the bathtub. Yow. 2-ounce catnip tub. That's funny. They're going to love this. Okay, it's 100% organically grown. If your catnip doesn't say yow, what makes you think your cat will? Yeah. Because you can buy, right, the sprinkle on kind of catnip, and you can buy it in a spray bottle. I've done both. And Panda will lick the floor when it's that green stuff. Oh, really, Shannon? Even for the kittens? They're not even 3 months old. Not one has ever responded to catnip, says Lulu. She's had cats her whole life. Wow. And then look at this, you guys. Okay. I have to show this because with all the cyberbullying that was going on and whatnot for close to a month. Look at this saying. Always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. On a little wooden thing. Is that the cutest? Thank you, Maria. Thank you so, so much. And then, right here, so I can read it every day. And then I got, and I'm using one right now. Let me unplug it right here. Look at this. Shannon, is it okay, Shannon, that I'm saying this? I got these little tote things from another lady that you put on the end, you know. They have a little line in them right there, and the cord goes through. But look at this. Instead of instead of just cord. Look at that. Look at that. The cats can't chew the kittens and the cats can't chew my cords. I did it to both iPads. And my phone. So happy. And I have some left, you know, if the kids want to do it. Okay, so I know. Oh, and she sent me the Wi-Fi, what's it called? Extender. And I just need to get a, what's it called? An Ethernet cord? Ethernet cord. And 3 dots back. And, yeah. And then the other box, thank God. I'm just going to say it, Shannon. Shannon sent me something fairly expensive and big. And guess what? Somebody in this apartment complex, the person went up to the wrong door and they signed for it with their name, right? I mean, they have to spell. Key check isn't that easy to spell. So that means the person signed and the postman person, whatever, didn't make sure it matched. He didn't. I mean, isn't that the whole thing, to have you sign for it to make sure things match? It's just weird. Can I tell you what's in your big box? Yes. Do you want to tell me right here? I can't wait. What is it? Thieves. It's okay. It's being resent. Yes, they did. They took it. Thieves. It's a Oh my God. What? Oh my God. I've always wanted one. Oh my God. Really? Holy crap. I just saw that on TV. Wait, was it TV? Where did it? Well, it had, I don't even watch TV. It was a YouTube commercial. So I've seen it. If it's the same one, there's probably more than one now, where this thing goes like this and the poop and pee balls go in a bottom thing. Are you serious? Mike Benedetto has 2 of them. Oh my God. I wonder if they have cats. I feel like it was, okay, look, no, I can't say the apartment number, but the letters or the numbers that are similar, it's either downstairs or downstairs. And I don't think my neighbor would sign for something that isn't hers. And they don't even have a cat. I'm going to call her and ask. Not now, obviously. She's in bed, but I'm going to call tomorrow. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta tell Shaylin through the wall. Shaylin! Wow. Shaylin! I don't want to get up. I'm feeling lazy. Shaylin! Shaylin! Oh, you're on live. Not your face. Guess what? The box, well, you don't even know. The box went to a different apartment. Somebody signed for it, but it's being resent for free and all that kind of stuff. It's a, what is it called? A self-cleaning litter box, Shaylin.
Wow. Well, I'm going to bed now.
She goes, wow.
Don't knock on my wall again.
All right. I knew you were still up.
Well, I'm going to bed.
All right. I love you. I won't knock again. She's afraid I'll knock again when she's asleep. Oh, wow. What's this UPS? Okay, this is another dumb question. Is UPS the same as FedEx? It is, isn't it? Oh my God, cats. Are you playing with the zipper down there? Just text her next time. Well, this is a thing. Before I did my live tonight, Shannon, after I messaged you and everything, I went to my email again or whatever, and it said, you have a pack. And they took a picture of this box. So I don't know if it's something Maria sent me or if it is the litter box thing, right? But they actually showed a picture of it and said, this is what they said. So they're either lying. They said my zip didn't match the address that they have on file, which makes no sense because I've lived here for 23 years this spring. Unless, so that makes no sense. And you said that they told you, right? Someone else signed for it. So it's no big deal, but I spent the $2 right, to have some kind of box. They wouldn't tell me what it was, sent. They said that it's sitting at their hub facility or something. Yeah. If it's the litter box, I'll get 2. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but you told him that it was signed for by ASINGH? You guys, that's the family? Okay, I don't know. Okay, but there's a Pakistani family that lives on the bottom floor across from my neighbor that gives me all the rides. Who else would have a name like that? A Singh. You're positive it was in my building, right? Wow. Isn't that something? Those numbers don't even match. If they were on my side, 1, 2, 3 up, it's on the other side. The number doesn't even match. You can't even remotely make a mistake like that. They grabbed it. This morning at 10:02 a.m.? Wow. A few years ago, my state had a young delivery driver that was throwing hundreds of packages in the woods, says Deanna. I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna, the cops aren't gonna come, but I'm gonna knock on the door and I'm gonna say, I might say, is your last name a Singh? A Singh, ASINGH. And if they say yes, I'm going to say, well, if they say no, I'm going to say, well, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. But I want them to know that I know they took my box because it's not some little box. It's not a medium box. It's expensive. And that's just wrong. Now, maybe the father was at work or something. Maybe it was a son. There's a couple of guys down there in like their 20s. They're sometimes out on the playground. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I'll get 2 unless I don't know if Maria's still in here. I don't know. No, they're 2 different companies, but they ship items. Wow. Mom, leave me alone. Who's your mom? 3 dot. Are your parents alive still? Hello. Maria, you didn't send me anything else since the catnip and the little plaque thing, did you? Because if so, it could be your box. The new one, you can use your phone. Not my phone. I have a flip phone. But what alerts you when it's full? Wow. That's incredible. That's going to keep me from getting pain on my lower back and kneeling on my knees. Because, you know, you have to be on your knees to be able to reach back. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm not going to cry. Shannon, you sent the catnip? I thought it was Maria G. Hi, Nikki B. Well, yeah, you missed the story of David Miller and Hannah Witheridge from the UK that were tourists in Thailand in 2014, and their bodies were found deceased, and she was AR'd, and they were both hit with, did they say a log and a hoe? Young. Were they 20 or 25? Now I can't remember. 24 on Surrey Beach. And these migrant, what workers? What were they called? Migrant or mute migrant workers were and are and still are being blamed for their deaths. And there's talk that it was beyond unfair and they were tortured and all these things, and people were holding up signs. Now, see, this is where they're holding up signs saying that it's, wait, is that there? Due to concerns might, okay, yeah. So they don't believe that, see that? Justice for our Dave and Hannah. They don't believe that the right people were found, or charged. I'll have to watch back, but honestly, I enjoy listening to you talk about you and your day. That alone is enough to make me stay. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I always cover and throw some stuff in there and whatnot. I think I talked about my day in the beginning and showed my healing hand. I do what Rose does now, except is it a ring finger? I don't remember, but she's like, look, it's healing. Yeah. Hi, Love Metal. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're all here. Oh my gosh, Shannon, it's just incredible. Oh, I sent the nip and cords and internet extender. Yeah, I got them all. Incredible. Thank you so much. So I put the Wi-Fi extender back in the box until I get an Ethernet cord, because I don't want the the cats chewing on it's white and it's got these, it looks like a little router or something, but it has to be placed in the middle. So we've got to connect it to the router. Thanks, Shannon. Oh no, you guys. Now I have the hiccups. Wow, that's wonderful. What the hell? That's out of the blue. I have, but not due. That's right. And I wrote it on the calendar. I drew a line. I wrote Maria G. gift from the 18th to the 21st. I check my email every day and get the hub numbers. But if I get sidetracked or something, okay, well then you know what that means. I really might get two. And if that's the case, I'll leave one in here and put one in the hall, or in the closet actually, for the other cats. My eye's itching. I need to get Visa. Tina, with the pick of delivery, you can get back. Yeah. And it looks like it's the size. But see, that's the thing. Why would they take a picture if they've already given it away? I'm really kind of confused. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's different drivers, right, that come on the FedEx. Is UPS the same as FedEx? It is, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing to do. I've gotten people's mail before. Okay, thank you. Can I have a hidden cam? Yeah, you're right. No, the 7th. Oh, not this morning. The 7th at 10 a.m. Gee, that was, 3.5 days ago or whatever. They said it was theirs. The driver made notes. They grabbed it. I thought they had to sign for it. A few years ago. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Wow. Thank you so much. Sorry about all the trouble. Oh, goodness. Hi, Tarly. You been sick? Oh, well, I've never made homemade bone broth, but Rose makes that a lot. It sounds like it'd be really good for the throat and the body. Oh, UPS and FedEx are two different companies that do the same thing. Okay. Because we have those big brown trucks, whatever, that come here. That's UPS. And then we have the Amazon, the dark blue or whatever. Oh my goodness, what are you doing, you little silly kitties? Oh. 2 times with a picture. Just go show the pic to whomever took the package. They will give it back or they know they're on camera. Well, it looks like the box was, I don't know, I'm assuming I thought was like at Amazon. It's on the floor. It doesn't look like it's like in their living room or anything. Am I not understanding what you're saying? The pic they take shows proof it was delivered. Well, I mean, Shannon's already talked to them and they said they'll deliver it again. But I find it interesting that they're lying and saying that the address doesn't match up. I mean, it has to match up. Oh, wait, it doesn't match up because those other people at a different address took it. They didn't take a picture of delivery. That's why there was an investigation. They could have found it and placed it in the right place. Yeah, the driver is responsible. Bone broth is so good for you. Sounds good. Wow. Oh, no. What state are you in, Lloyd? I don't remember. Are you in, I don't know. I think you're down south, aren't you? Whoops, what's going on here? People had their whole lives ahead of them. Just sickening. I mean, this is a bunch of pictures of them, but oh, you're in West Virginia, Lloyd. Okay. I used the same address for the cords as I did the litter box, so it's the right address. They know they messed up. Yeah. The picture should be in your box. Yeah. Nanya, Tennessee. Okay, so Lloyd, you're in West Virginia and 3 girls are missing. Are they little? Are they teens? How old are they? And while you're writing that, these are multiple pictures, right, of David Miller. There's a couple right there. And that beautiful girl, Hannah Witheridge. Did I say David Miller? That's really sad. You know, maybe they fell in love on the island. You never know. Good Lord. Just scary. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, look at this. Okay, this was the last footage of him and her. There she is in her little pink top and her skirt thing, and there he is. Because that girl next to David Miller is someone different. See, the last footage of David Miller and Hannah Witheridge. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's walking with nearish 2 other people. Oh, a lot of drivers are seasonal. Yeah, I'm not gonna like report and do all that. I'm just not. Good grief. What's wrong with people? Unreal. Yeah, see, look at this. All right. Oh, you stinker. The black kitten is trying to chew the cord. But they're kind of ignoring it now. Okay, this is them all coming out, you know. It's kind of blurry, but there she is in her pink top and her little skirt thing. And here they are. Here they are at the crime scene. I don't know what those feet, you know, whatever. On the sand. That's obviously not their perfect little feet marks. I don't know what are they think they're measuring things or what. And then this one, these are the two young with those helmets on, accused, down at the beach. And people are acting out. See, someone's laying there. Right here, acting, I assume, like David Miller. Okay. See? Look at that. Making them act out things. There's the other one looking down. They look so scared. You know, what if they're innocent, you guys? Goodness gracious. I just can't even believe what they show you guys on YouTube. But yet you're not allowed to say certain words. Makes no sense to me. Okay, this is another part of the beach scene. So at night, right, with all those trees there and stuff, it's probably pretty darn dark, right? With all those trees behind you. Pictures should be in your box. In my email box, it is. Info and Messenger, $100,000 reward. What? No offense, I'm just tired. No, it's okay. I yawn every time don't I? Do you think that I hope? All right, enough of that. I want to see if I can find a little video. Let me turn the camera off and take my, I'm going to play the music with the drums and everything while I take my meds, okay? Get into the island spirit here. For the ones that didn't hear it. That's called Mumbai. M-U-M. Mumbai? Yes, Mumbai Beat. The M-U-M-B-A-I Beat. Okay, where am I now? Comments. I got my meds taken. Yay! Okay. Oh, what are you chewing on down there? There's this loud chewing. What are you chewing on? Just the corner of my sweatshirt? Hear this? Goodness gracious. Uh-oh, shoot. Dang it. All right. No. No, no, no. Sticks. Okay. All right. So here's another picture of, because their hair was longer. And they obviously cut their hair really short. Hi, Tinker Boo. Hey. What? What? Look at this. Laura Daniels. This is her sister. Died in 2019, 5 years after sister Hannah, 23, from Hemsby, Norfolk, was killed in Thailand with David Miller. What from? Here's a picture of her. Okay, this was her sister. Looks a little like her, right? Hi, lunch lady. How are you doing? She died in the hospital. Hannah Witheridge's sister Laura dies in hospital. Her poor parents. Why? Oh, why? She was pregnant, you guys. See? See? The sister of Murdered, British backpacker Hannah Witheridge, was pregnant when she died in hospital following surgery complications. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. The cause of her death was unascertained. Their mother said, "You don't expect to lose 2 daughters." Wow, that's really sad. I know, Tashi. Hey, hey, hey. It's not a jump rope, you little sillies. Want to say hi? Oh, their nail got into my. See, and this is her sister. I already showed her. And then there's David Miller. Gosh, you guys, I didn't know this. That was in 2019, September 16th, that her other daughter. Now it says an inquest in Portsmouth heard that Mrs. Daniels had surgery in 2011 for the rare condition trigeminal neuralgia, which causes facial pain. Well, she had a relatively rare condition, particularly for someone of her age, for which the options are medication, which some people don't get on with, or surgery. The surgery was effective, but she did experience complications. So she went into the hospital not because she was pregnant, because of this. She started treatment at Southampton General Hospital in 2015. The consultant neurosurgeon Abir Chakraborty at the hospital said Mrs. Daniels was treated for hydrocephalus, a buildup of fluid in the brain. He said it just felt so unfair that she kept on having these troubles. He told the coroner he was quite devastated by Mrs. Daniels' sudden death. He said she was pregnant at the time and he did not know what caused her death. The coroner told him, "I don't think you could have done any more than you did." The parents of Mrs. Daniels and Miss Witheridge, Tony and Sue Witheridge, and Mrs. Daniels' widower, Louis Daniels, attended the inquest virtually. Weeping during the hearing, Mrs. Witheridge said, "You lose one daughter, you don't expect to lose another." The inquest was adjourned until August 11. Well, that's just a shocker. I'll tell you that right now. All right. What? No way. What? Oh, you're drinking water. Okay. They're saying on here, news.com, corpse photos of Hannah Witheridge and David Miller on internet. I'm not going to show them. Oh, Tasha, you got shingles? I got my shot when I was 55 because I was told to do it. So I did it. And then I had to go back, I think it was 3 weeks later, and get the second one. Because if I were to show anything like this, I'd probably have my picture taken down. The Mirror reports that Hannah's family have pleaded for the photos of the pair who were brutally murdered on a Thailand beach to be taken off the internet. Good grief. It is not known who released the photos from the crime scene. Okay, well, all I see is like blue gloves and blue. Okay, the body of Hannah Witheridge wrapped in plastic sheet is carried at a forensic police facility. Okay, that's not bad. Thank goodness. I'm kind of glad they're not showing them. Oh gosh, you guys, this is them. Happy snap. With her on the left, David on the right. On the evening, Miller and Witheridge were killed on the Thai island of Koh Tao, right here. There's David Miller in the gray shirt or something. And is that She's on the left. Is she across from him or the one kind of in front? Hannah left and David second right. Okay, yeah, this is her. That's her. And of course, that's him. Well, I don't mean to go on and on about it. I just wanted to. Okay, this is 50 seconds. This is them leaving the place. How come I can't? Ow! Ow, cat. Okay, there's no sound, I guess. Okay, I'm going to talk through it so I don't get in trouble. He looks like he was pretty tall. Pretty tall person. All right, so they have CCTV footage, right? Just there in that area. Okay. I was afraid he was going to scratch me. Yeah, shingles. My grandpa got it. I heard he got it, and it's itchy and scabby, and you can get it all over your body, right? Not just your back or anything. That's why I got the SHOT because, if it can prevent me from getting it, then that's what I want to do. What on earth? All right, let me mute. All right, you guys, we'll go on to the next one. There's people, oops.
Hi, Tim here from the time.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Are y'all hanging with me? Wow, it's almost 5 in the morning, you guys, way over there. All right, I'm going to do this one next. This one, I don't know. She was such a free spirit, this one. I mean, a lot of women are, right? Especially ones that live in Hawaii and on islands and stuff. But this lady, Toya Cordingley, did you guys hear about if anyone's heard of, hi, Marie. How much are people's rent? My rent here is $2,250, but I'm on housing. I've been on housing because I was in a domestic violence thing and I had to come over here with just my son before I had my daughter and things. Yeah, or I wouldn't still be here. I'm in Washington State and it's outrageous. It's as much here as in Seattle. Crazy. Put a 1 in chat if you've heard. Yeah, pretty much everyone has wrenches. Did you look at that? Yeah, I'm here. Oh, what's happening? No. No. Oofda. And now I've got this one? No. Okay, so yeah, these cases are very unique. Thank you. Hi, everybody. All right, you guys, has anyone heard of Toya Cordingley? Her case, Toyah Cordingley, Cordingley. And then after this case, I'm going to, check my messenger and things of that nature and try not to stay up too late. Okay. So yikes. Excuse me. Oh, I'm going to do it again.
Life is in our
It's
blood.
fine, Michelle. I'm going to stop this every 10 seconds, and then I'm going to kind of say the last few words that this lady reporter from Australia says, and hope to God I don't get my thing taken down. I don't think I will if I stop it. It's called MURDER in Paradise, Global Hunt for Answers in the Killing of Toya Cordingley. And it shows pictures. It's beautifully done. And they knew who did it, and they actually found the guy later on in India. He left his wife, his kids, everybody. He knew he was guilty. Supposedly it was a fight over her dog. I doubt it. All right, you guys. Here we go.
A few kilometres up the road from Cairns in far north Queensland is Wangeti Beach. It's a spectacular stretch of sea and sand, perfect for the local tourist brochures. But Wangeti Beach is now better known for evil. The place
Hi,
where
Sandra.
Toya Cordingley was brutally murdered. It was broad daylight, and the vivacious 24-year-old was doing nothing more than enjoying the sun and taking her dog for a walk when she was attacked. 2.5
Taking a walk in broad daylight with her dog. Now, I saw this, and I believe on here, and I think she got left work, or she was going to go home for lunch, and instead she wanted to go for a walk or something. And she had been on walks, you guys, on this beach many, many times. This is where she lived. She lived in this little town near this beach. So she's not a tourist.
years on, Toya's family remains haunted by her death, but hopeful that police may now finally be closing
Thank you,
in
Maria.
on a suspect. Toya Cordingley seemed to have it all. A bright and easy manner and a sunny smile. When you think of Toya, what do you think of?
Beautiful, happy girl, pure heart of gold.
Good morning to all the naked foodies out there.
And for her mother, Vanessa Gardner, Toya was the sweetest daughter.
She was just a free spirit. Yeah, if you didn't know Toya as personally, you knew about her. She was good at her job and just very caring towards everybody and everything. She wouldn't hurt anyone at all.
Very caring. See what I mean by free spirit? The different colors of hair, and I think she was into poetry, and I don't know. This story really touched me for some reason. Just so young, walking on the beach. How many times, you guys, has anyone heard of this story? I'm going to sit here for a moment, put a 1 in chat if you've heard of this case. Is it in Australia? I don't know where this is now. Okay, 3 dots says no. Australia has very poor recent history of females being unsafe when out alone. Okay, so this is Australia. This is a story in Australia. 1, yes, Australian. Okay, 1, Lulu, you heard this. Yeah, also on the talk of shingles, supposedly if you have had chicken pox before, you're more likely to get shingles. And I never had chicken pox. I talked to my mom about it, but she said I better get the things anyway. So I did. Okay. Queensland, Australia, north of you. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thanks, E-Rock. try to stay and hear the story if you want. This is only 20 minutes long. I played a couple minutes. She was a beautiful girl, free spirit, walking her dog down a beach in Australia, one she had done many times. And her dog was found tethered to a tree. And she was found, I believe, I'm 99.999% sure, stabbed to death. Right there on the beach. And the guy that's guilty was a family man, and he worked at the hospital. And I think he chose the same time as her, not on purpose, but went to the beach for some quiet time or something during lunch. And he's trying to say it was an argument over her dog. But anyway, he fled his child or children, his wife, and he was found. And it took a lot, because I saw another program on that. They found relatives, and they knew it was him because of his suspicious behavior. And he didn't go to work like the very next day. And then I think the wife called and said, my husband's missing. Do you see what I mean? And they pieced it together like that. No cure, the virus can lay dormant. Yeah. Oh my God, I had chicken pox, says Marie. Well, I mean, you don't have to worry about it. I think it's age 55 when you're supposed to get those things. I don't want to talk about it though, you guys, because I might get my channel taken down. So be careful what you write in chat, okay? Oh, you think you've heard about it but didn't review it? Thank you, E-Rock, for coming by, and everyone else in here. Really nice of you. It's late. I mean, it's almost 1:30 my time, so if you're Eastern or Southern time, it's 4:30 in the morning. All right, let's continue on. This is her mother. Whoops. Taking, oh, I modded you, E-Rock. I don't know if you had been in here once or twice, but I just mod people that are kind to me and support me. And I'm hoping too that will make the person want to come back, right? Keep coming and hearing my stories and whatnot. Please hit the like, everybody, and subscribe if you haven't, if you want to. I'm really, really pleased where I'm at. Yeah. So like, not complaining, just curious. Yeah. I mean, I don't even really like people to time out or block, especially block without checking with me, and even time out, because I want the people that are against me, for lack of a better word, to feel like they can come in, maybe feel safe and comfortable here, and they might change their mind about me, my channel, the chat, people I have in chat. So yeah. Hi, Sean B. 426, Michelle says. 8:30 p.m., a beautiful evening after a hot day, says Lulu. Wow. All right, you guys, here we go. I think I'll count 12 seconds because I'm kind of doing that amount. Someone told me I could stop at 15. I don't want to get a copyright.
And have a good day, guys.
But someone hurt her, inflicting unimaginable injuries. The vicious knife attack and mutilation of an innocent young woman on a beach in broad daylight put a chill through the community that someone amongst them could commit such a
She
shocking
loved
crime.
Let me
sunflowers.
tell you, I think she's still there, expecting her to come out and say, "Good morning, Mother."
For the family, the horror of losing their much-loved daughter and sister has been at times overwhelming. But for Vanessa, so too has been the finger-pointing.
We all got judged, and we still do. People look at us because we've got tattoos and things and think,
Tattoos.
oh, no wonder that happened to her. Look at her parents and
That's how they say it. Instead of tattoos, it's tattoos. Tattoos. That's cute. The best thing is to make people young, says 3 Dot. Hit the like. I went back just now and did it. Thanks, Sandra. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Michelle. All right, here we go.
You know, people just judge other people for the wrong reasons.
But now their pain has deepened, knowing the police have a suspect. They know where he is. But
See?
2.5 years later, for Vanessa, the investigation has been frustratingly slow.
Shock, grief, anger. So I went through a stage where I cried and cried and cried, and then I thought she wouldn't want me to be so sad. But then it was just anger.
Where did the anger come from?
Everything just taking too long. Things go around in your head as to why we can't get answers because of this one person. It'll never go away. It'll never
go away. It'll never bring her back. I don't have any tattoos. Boy, she has a lot. I wonder if she's a tattoo artist.
Toya back. But it will give us some answers.
That's so
Cairns
gorgeous.
is literally Australia's tropical hotspot. A city with an exotic mix of locals and tourists, all embracing the warmth and relaxed atmosphere.
Cairns, CAIRNS.
It's what Toya loved too. But on October 21st, 2018, that all changed. On that Sunday morning, CCTV captured Toya visiting Rusty's Market in the city centre. She then drove 30 minutes north of Cairns to Wongetty Beach, taking with her her much-loved dog, Indy.
Toya would go there to think.
Her much-loved dog, Indy. Is that what she said? All right, here we go.
Get some fresh air and clear her head and, yeah, just have a nice, peaceful afternoon.
For Toya, this was a beach that was quiet and a place where Indy could run happily. But when she hadn't come home by 9 that night, her partner, Marco Heidenreich, raised the alarm.
I was woken up by a knock on my bedroom door by our son, Jack, telling me that Toya was missing. So I jumped
the
out of
Great
bed
Barrier
and I
Reef.
rang Marco, and he said that the police had been out there, but it was too dark, and they would wait till morning.
When you got that knock on the door there from your son,
They all
that
went
must have
out
been
looking for
quite
her in the dark.
startling, really.
It was.
Oh,
and I still
nice,
hear it
Nanya.
now.
Because a knock on the door like that is the moment when you know something's just not right.
Yeah. But you don't want to think that.
But you don't want to think that. Oh, gosh. I think sleeves like that look really cool. Even on women. I think they look, well, I'm just going to say it, sexy on men and really beautiful and whatever on women. That's what I think.
Vanessa, with her son Jack and Toya's father Troy, searched the beach.
See, they searched
And
the
at
beach.
first there seemed to be good news. Vanessa found Indy.
I
They
looked
found
into
the
the bush
dog.
and I saw Indy just sitting there, and I thought, oh my God, I found her.
Did the dog bark?
She didn't make a sound. We'd been calling out all morning and she didn't bark or make a sound. I expected to see Toya
E-Rock,
just near
women
her,
with
curled up
tattoos are
somewhere
great.
asleep, having a little time out.
The more the
When you
merrier.
got closer to Indy,
I
you
need
realised
some
something else, didn't
sleeves.
you?
You're darn right,
She'd been
E-Rock.
tied up so tight she couldn't even lay down, and I couldn't untie her. And I'm thinking Toya wouldn't do that. She wouldn't have tied Indy up.
Did your heart sink?
Yes, it did.
Do I exercise? I walk all over the store and up
As
and
the
down
tide went
stairs.
out and the morning sun rose,
And
the
I go
beach
for a walk
revealed
once
its
in a blue
darkest
moon.
secret. Toya's father, Troy, saw a small part of his daughter's foot above
Oh,
the
that's
sand,
right.
barely visible from her shallow
The
grave.
father finds him. I forgot.
It soon became clear Toya had suffered terribly, viciously attacked by someone with a knife.
God.
Running up to the car park, shaking his head, saying she's gone.
Oh, God, you guys.
And then Troy turned up and
Gosh, I hope that wasn't like 20 seconds or something. Oh, but I used to 3-dot. I rode my bike all the time and ride our bike to Boulevard Park, but now like it's my meds. They make me tired. They just do, excuse me. You know, but I should exercise more. When I see the doctor, it's the first thing they ask me. First thing, how much are you exercising? And I go, well, and I tell them the truth though. Then the second question is, how much salt do you eat? And I'm like, well, I like chips, but I don't eat that many like I used to. And I don't really put extra salt in my food. I mean, I might on my scrambled eggs a little bit, but not. Some people don't even taste their food first and just salt it and pepper it up. Yeah. All right, here we go again.
shook his head as well.
And for you?
Time kind of stopped, and it was unbelievable. I didn't want to. I couldn't think anything. No.
It's hard to imagine the terror Toya must have felt at that moment. This was an attack that was unbelievably brutal. The injuries she sustained, deeply disturbing. It was a crime that not only devastated her family and friends,
Thanks,
but it
Maria.
also left investigators and the community utterly
Hi, Track or Trace.
This is the incident site. From what I know is she's walking on the inside of the sand dune.
Wayne Trimble has lived in the area for many years and is shocked that anyone could do something so horrific to Toya.
Pretty gruesome. And you wonder why we're not fucking giving up. We're not giving up. We've got to find this prick, he's a maniac.
Can you say F? Can you say F on YouTube? He said it. I think she even said it, but maybe not. I mean, I say it now and then. It should be okay. How many push-ups can I do? Why don't you ask how many sit-ups I can do? I can do about 60 sit-ups. Push-ups? The right way? I mean, if my knees are down and my feet, I can do quite a few. But if my knees aren't touching, right, that way, I don't know. I'd be lucky if I could do 3, maybe 2. I don't have a lot of strength, especially in my arms anymore. I don't think I do, even though I carry groceries up 3 flights of stairs, then I go down and get more type thing. How many can you do, 3-dot? That's what you want me to ask. How many can you do? Put it in the chat. Get away with saying more. So many minutes. Yeah, there's certain things that are allowed. I'm pretty sure I've read that BITCH is okay to say. SHIT. I think FUCK is.
The fact that I was never going to see her again. That I knew something had happened, but I didn't know how or why. Why someone would do that. And just imagining, after reading the report, exactly what happened.
What she went through.
An autopsy listed in graphic detail the dreadful injuries Toya had suffered. That is a very difficult report to read. Why did you read it?
I was advised not to, but as a parents, you need to know. You don't need other people telling you what's happened.
And when you read that report, what struck you most?
Horror,
Oh
absolute horror.
my
Wouldn't
God.
even let me see her body. I couldn't even go in.
They wouldn't even let her see her body, you guys. That just cannot be over a dog. That's what he tries to say. Like what? The dog was barking and just being a dog? I mean, talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time or whatever. I have a theory. What? Nanya's been doing sit-ups and push-ups every night for 30 years, 100 each. Wow, Nanya. You're strong. 3 dots is too many. You're funny. That is dedication. He stalked her. Did he? Because I thought he didn't. But you know the story, and you're from Australia, so you very well could be right, but I thought it was the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's keep finding out. You're probably right.
In and hold her hand with the sheet on her. They just said, no, you can't see her.
Oh, gosh.
It's a murder mystery that has left far north Queenslanders shocked.
In the hunt for Toya's killer, police cast their net far and wide.
We have an open investigation. We've ruled nothing in and nothing out.
They released CCTV footage of cars in the area, asking drivers to identify themselves, and they appealed to the public for help. The nature of this crime, the ferocity of the attack, does it tell us what kind of person could do this?
Yeah, look, profiling is an inexact science. Like a lot of science is inexact. You must throw out your person of interest net, and that's going to include all of the family, all of the the boyfriends, the associates. Everyone that she's had contact would be a person of interest. Does not mean they're a suspect. It means they're a person of interest.
Wow. You started doing it for the police academy? Changed my mind about being a cop, but kept the routine. Good for you. Wow. Okay, so yeah, so
Former Queensland homicide detective Dennis Martin understands the immense pressure placed on police to find the killer. And I guess what you're trying to do is determine if there's a motive, or is this just a random attack?
That's a good point. If you look at atypical profiling, such injuries that I believe that have occurred would indicate to me that it's a personal and intimate attack and could have been done by somebody that knows the person. But then, of course, looking at the other crimes that have occurred around the world, but particularly here in Australia, individual people can do horrible things to other human beings. So nothing is out of the realms of the possibility.
It meant all those close to Toya would be investigated.
Things do go through your mind. I think one of the first things that went through ours was that it's got to be someone she knows and knew where she was and what she was doing.
had to be someone she knew where she was going and what she was doing. If this was over a dog barking, though, why would he unalive her and leave the dog free? It doesn't make sense. She worked at a cafe, didn't she? I think you're right. Wasn't it a cafe? If you do resistance isometric exercise, it could speed up the metabolism, maybe defeat shingles. Really, 3 dot. Are you a doctor? Like Team Rose says. What does she say? I'm a healer, but not a doctor. Is that what she says? I know. Wow. Okay.
For that to happen in broad daylight. And thinking, on the other hand, we didn't want it to be someone that she knew that was a friend or someone we knew.
Yes, that's confronting.
Yeah,
That's awful for everybody.
it is, and it kind of makes you feel uncomfortable around everybody because you just look at people like, you know, who, you know, was it you? Was it you? Who is this person?
Yeah, her dad was in a biker thing, I think. A biker.
The horrific
Group.
murder of 24-year-old Toya Cordingley was almost too shocking for the people of Cairns to comprehend.
We come before you thanking you for Toya's life.
Their pain visible as they gathered to remember her.
That's something that we've lived with for quite a long time now. But there is one good thing here. It's a testament to the community here.
Wangeti Beach, where Toya was attacked, was a place she had come to often.
See? Often.
It's where she walked her dog Indy and buried her pet cat Sally.
Oh, God, you guys. Now I'm going to cry. I forgot about that part. Hi, Deborah Ann. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought I'd be maybe 2 hours, and I'm still going. This is so sad. This music, is this not... Wait, I'm not going to get a copyright for the music, am I? Well, she's talking through it, so I think I'm okay. It sounds like it's, what's that darn group, you guys? Metallica. Does it not sound like it's Metallica?
A number of beaches along this coastal stretch had a
Or it did?
reputation for attracting unsavory characters.
I think a lot of our beaches have had predators on the beach,
Is that her sister?
masturbating to
Oh.
women laying on the beach.
It's something Toya's close friend Megan
Oh.
Armour has experienced.
Megan.
Beaches have been known for that kind of stuff, especially the private ones like Wangeti
That's her
and Ellis
friend.
Beach and all that.
Ellis.
Were you aware of that before this?
I've even had an incident happen to me and a girlfriend of mine. There was an empty beach and he laid next to us and he got naked and it was so awkward that we had to leave. And it's common for men to do that. Women laying on the beach.
Oh, God.
It was definitely something.
Did I get a copyright? I'm going to sit here. My screen went like this. You guys let me know. Look up Courtney Heron. She was trying to help a mentally ill homeless man. He killed her. Oh my gosh. Let me write it down and I'll do it tomorrow or the next time I come on, which will probably be tomorrow, okay? Courtney Heron. And why does that name sound familiar to me? Where's my... And I'm assuming it's in Australia. Wow. There, I just wrote it down. You guys, is that a glitch? How would you know if you got a strike? Well, what happened in the past, my screen went like this or did something, right? But then it went black, then it came back on, and I had a chance, I guess, to rectify my problem, even like edit. Now, I didn't know this. And when I looked back at my show in the, or no, was it taken down? Or when I was skimming up on my chat at some point somewhere, there were all these signs and it said copyright, or this is what it says, or not copyright, warning or something, because I haven't had a copyright yet. I have one warning so far. And when I read the details in YouTube Studio, it literally said that by a certain amount of time or something like this, you can edit out that part. I don't even know how to edit. I have no clue. I mean, I could look at a video, right, and find out. Don't get paranoid. If anyone gets flagged, it won't be you. Well, I mean, you know, You wouldn't want to know the detailed report. Oh, you're talking about poor Toya. Anyway, Mary Jane, now when my screen goes out and then comes back in, like the circle thing comes back in, I'm paranoid. Make more channels. Yeah. Couldn't I do that if I ever got taken down, though? Couldn't I just do that then? Like, why do I have to have a channel now? Or do you have to have a channel? I don't know how that works. Be careful. All right, let's continue on. Yes, you'll learn. Yeah. I've had to look at so many videos on copy pasting. I have a whole notebook full of notes. So if I ever have to go back, honestly, I'm kind of burnt out about it. And then I tried to do the monetization. I said this yesterday. I'm not able to paste for the life of me my URL in the monetization second part, because there's 3 parts, for the payment profile. I can't do it. And now today I looked for the Acer laptop. I can't find it. I've been looking in closets. I looked in my daughter's. I can't find it. Which means it's probably in mine under a bunch of stuff. But yeah. I mean, I'm doing didn't I put it up? I didn't put my PayPal and my Cash App up. I'll go ahead and do that right now. And yeah, I forgot to do that. If anybody wants to help me out, with some, I'm not grifting, but with cat litter, cat food, whatever. It's a nervous habit. I better. Wow. Oh, hey, it's Rose Director. Did you finish your live? It says 1 hour ago. Lace and ice and magical and sweet surprises. And you weren't on. I checked when I started my live, so I knew I wasn't. Hi, Nene. Because if you create it after it's too late, it's called ban evading. But if you have the channel before you got your main channel deleted, you can still go on those backup channels. Really? Heard you saying that. Thank you, Nene. Thank you. I hope you stay. This is the story of Toya Cordingley. A beautiful, we're talking, there's free spirits and there's free spirits. I'm not saying because she has multi-hair colors and loves sunflowers and lives in Australia, but she really seemed like a free spirit. This story's sad. And she was stabbed multiple times to where the parents weren't even allowed to see her. Yeah. And the father found her on the beach because it was dark. The cops didn't want to go looking till the next day. And they went out up there to this beach that she frequented many times, and she was killed during the day even. And she had a big dog with her. And they found the dog tied up real snug and tight to where he couldn't even lay down. They knew that was not a good sign. And then the father spotted part of her foot sticking out of the sand. I don't know. And she loved sunflowers. So there's sunflower things all over. I saw this story actually on this. What's it called? 60 Minutes Australia. I just love her accent. She's a beautiful reporter, really good at what she does. And this is where I saw it a couple of years ago. And I wanted to do some island, we'll just call it problems, but whatever. All right, you guys. So yeah, I hope you stay. And let's, it's not for vanity, but it's so I can work because I'll have to until I die. Wow. So yeah, thank you for that information. I'll have to, you know what I've done? I've taken every video I've made, which is 72 now. This will be 72 in the 2 months and almost 2 weeks. And yeah, that was Metallica, wasn't it? And I forwarded them to my messenger. So I'll always have them. Right? For safekeeping. Song, Nothing Else Matters. Yep. Oh, you're funny. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to show some beach scenes and things like that, but it is depressing and I don't know. All right, here we go.
Something we've known for many years now.
This was a beach that seemed to have an uncomfortable history.
Yeah, look, there's obviously been a lot of crime occur on that beach over the time, and a lot of it has been violent in nature and sexually orientated in nature.
Former Queensland homicide detective Dennis Martin says investigators would have been confronted with a number of potential scenarios, including whether this was an opportunistic attack or something more sinister. You look at how this happened in broad daylight, a young girl with a massive dog. This is a brave soul to suddenly decide, I'm just going to see that girl and kill her.
That's right.
Or a deranged soul.
Or a deranged soul. And my other question is, if somebody is capable of doing the injuries that Toya sustained, but yet then can take a dog away, either prior to the offence or after the offence, tie the dog so that it is safely retrieved at a later time without killing the dog, that doesn't make sense to me.
Do you think this was just a random attack?
Yes, I do. I think it could have been anybody. It was just the time of day. Obviously, nobody was around, and that person has been there waiting and taken that opportunity.
Toya was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
She was.
No matter how Toya's mother Vanessa looks at what...
Wow. Was she stalked though? Tashi says she was stalked. Romance scams. Does Tina know how to speed up the videos? Well, I do, but I like their accents, so I wanted to have it be like the regular normal way. Yeah, did he hurt the dog? No, but he tethered it to a tree so snug, couldn't even lay down, and she would never do that. Keep track of the time, change speed. Yeah, I'm kind of counting like 12 seconds in my mind, like I did with my past videos. I don't show too many videos, but it's kind of nice to see, like, to hear sound and see a picture and get more of an atmosphere of the story after. Like, I didn't even do a big long reading thing. I just went straight to this time.
What happened to her daughter? It's gut-wrenching. While she and the family wait, some have felt the need to go searching for answers themselves, including Toya's uncle, Ray Broomhall. This beach now holds so many secrets.
It does, unfortunately, yes. And I wish it would have let it up, but yeah, there are a lot of secrets here. Yeah.
Ray Broomhall is a criminal barrister. He's found it impossible to look away from the case and still can't understand some aspects of the crime. Her body was in a shallow grave in sand close to the water. That's unusual, would you think?
Very unusual, yes. And you know, in broad daylight, to bury someone on an...
Wow, that is weird. By the water? That's just weird. Play the vids on 1.25 speed so I don't get struck? Really? That's a good idea. That's what everyone else does of other creators. They do a different speed. Wow. Thanks, you guys, for everybody that helps me. Gosh. Okay, normal. 1.25. Will that even be fast enough? Hopefully.
Open beach, cars going past, 2 lookouts with cameras. Now, people are always taking photos from that area
Thank
up
you
there.
for that.
People walking up and down the beach. A chance to get
I don't have to
caught,
keep
or at
stopping
least
it now?
doing this. And not only that, you would have seen after he's buried her that it would have been really disturbed and someone would have come along and what's this?
I'm not sure how you sleep at night. It must be awful.
It doesn't stop. That's all we think about. We just replay, look at all the evidence, what we've been told, because we get snippets from here and there, and you try and put it together. And you know what? We just want it to stop. We just want it to stop.
That poor man.
As police waded through the hundreds of calls and information they received
so
from their public
random.
appeals, Vanessa and her family could only watch and wait. Did police tell you they had persons of interest?
Yes.
And did they, as they went through those persons of interest, did they keep you informed that they were eliminating some and still, investigating others?
Yeah.
And did they reach a point where they
I
thought
was
there
thinking
was someone
about
they
that
thought were
too.
crucial to furthering the investigation?
I really
There
was,
was a
Michelle.
handful of people and then it kind of got narrowed right
Down to one?
Yes.
Down to 1. I don't have. Lulu.
6 months after the brutal murder of 24-year-old Toya Cordingley, Queensland police had narrowed down their investigations and acknowledged they had a suspect. It was the smallest of statements made by the former Queensland Police Commissioner, Ian Stewart. He said police were keen to speak to a local man who'd flown to India shortly after Toya's murder.
Yeah.
The former health worker left behind his wife
Health
and
worker.
children and a list of questions still to be answered.
Yep. There he
38-year-old
is.
Rajvinder Singh is a former nurse from Innisfail near Cairns. It appears he came to the attention of police through mobile phone data and possible DNA at the crime scene. His hurried flight back to his home country of India just days after
Another
Toya's
pause.
murder also
Wait,
raised
what?
their interest. And
Hold
did
on.
they tell you why they...
Where was the pause? Did I not see the pause? Could someone please advise? You're so welcome. I'm not sure how often you need to stop. Because when it's speeded up or whatnot, although one thing I've noticed is they're quite short. They're speeded up and they're short. When creators kind of do clips or whatever of other people, they're all speeded up and they're like 30 seconds or something. So I do have to stop, don't I? When the live was ending, I looked. Oh, you're talking about someone else. Deanna, what does that mean? Another pause by YouTube. A minute back, you got a black screen on your end, or is that when I went, uh-oh, or whatever? Gosh darn it, I'm trying to be so careful. Ugh, God. We got a black screen. A minute back. Well, well, $18, $19, $20, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. I have 7 more minutes of this video. I thought it was 15 seconds, which is next to impossible. No, I've been doing that all along. And I check the analytics or whatever. And my videos, the past ones are okay. So I'm going to keep it on this upper speed and just stop it every 10 seconds. And I'm going to go to the end of this video and say bye. I mean, thank you all for being here, okay?
Felt this was somebody they wanted to talk to further?
They said that they had witnesses that could put this person there on the day.
They had good reason.
Yeah.
Rajvinder Singh originally came from here in the state of Punjab in northern India, near the city of Amritsar. Almost 28 million people are in this area, but authorities...
28 million people.
say they know where Singh's family resides.
Yes, his family is living in this area.
Police Chief Manjinder Singh is part of the force that
Good night,
oversees
3
his
Dot.
area
Thanks for
of
coming
We have seen the
over.
information he have come back from Australia, and he's living in this country.
Yeah, I can comment.
on patrol
What,
in the
now
family's
and
home
then or
village
the
of
whole
Batasania.
time? How is he related to you? He is
Singh's
my
relatives.
brother's son. Where is he
The
now?
family is wary and less than happy.
The lady said, can they film us now? Dave is ignoring me, so I'll go back to Team Rose. They're so funny. Oh, please.
Media interest in Rajvinder. Singh's family
Sir,
will not
please
confirm
don't
that
film
Rajvinder
me.
visits the family compound.
Last when he came here was
They're obviously
4.5
aware of the
years
interest in him
back.
from Australian authorities.
We have received no request.
Thanks, 3 Dot. So are you.
But Police Chief Manjinder Singh says he doesn't know of any request to find him.
Till now, we have no any need to identify him. So that's why we never.
Well,
tried to-
they find out later on.
India have an extradition treaty with many countries. So if they come us with a proper channel, we will definitely help them.
Until authorities come calling, Rajvinder Singh is free to walk the streets of India.
Mission is your
Being
number
a
one,
suspect
Rose.
doesn't mean he's guilty of any crime, but it does mean police believe he can help them with their investigations. And not being able to
Can help him. Yeah, more than that, I think. Oh. Oh, goodness. Meggers is, oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks, Nanya. Can you see Rose? I don't want
to question him, according to former homicide detective Dennis Martin, would be very frustrating for investigators. Well, if you were the police officer in charge of this and it was 2.5 years after the event, you'd be asking questions, wouldn't you?
Most certainly you would be. And you would be looking at where the logjam is, why it is there, how can we fix it. That's what you'd be looking at.
Toya's uncle, Ray Broomhall, a criminal barrister, says the procedural delay has been unnecessarily painful for everyone.
Procedural delay has been unnecessarily painful.
Where do you go now as a family?
There is an option. I mean, anyone can make a complaint, and I've looked at the law on it. And a good example, I could, if I wanted to, get a warrant issued against Mr. Singh and bring him here. It doesn't have to be done by the police.
Really?
Citizen's arrest.
It's a private, what we call a private complaint, or some people call them private prosecutions.
Wow.
Is that something you, as a family, might consider?
Yes. If the police aren't prepared to bring him to Australia, then my suggestion is to, if we don't have any answers, then we'll have to start doing it ourselves.
This is
If we don't have any answers, we'll have to start doing it ourselves. Interesting. A something complaint. What? Private complaint? What did he just say? I can't
crime
remember.
that absolutely unsettled and disturbed a community. For a family, how do you put it back together?
The way to put it back together is that we get some closure. That's all we want. If there's no evidence, then we'll live with that. We'll go, okay, we don't know. That's the end of it.
Have you lost faith in police?
I have now, and I just think that we're not important until it's not important enough. I think if it was a detective's daughter or a politician's daughter, they would have this person and they would have justice. I feel like we've just been...
Yeah. But a few years later, you guys, I'll read it. You guys know what he looks like. They got him and they brought him to Australia. I was shocked because I was looking into this the next year and then the next year or something. And then just tonight, before I read this, there was things where it said, you know, he's been arrested and stuff. Okay, this has 3 more minutes.
being pushed to the side, pushed under the carpet. Like, we don't matter.
Well, you do matter, but something hasn't gone to plan, has it?
No.
And you need them to tell you what the problem is.
Yes, I do.
Do you see yourself when you look at her?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Sometimes it's like looking in a mirror.
Every smile, every day is difficult for Toya's mother, Vanessa Gardner. There are so many reminders, so many memories.
That looks like she's looking straight at me. I'm smiling.
No more talking, nothing to say. Even the perfume she wears is bittersweet. The scent her daughter loved, the scent of a daughter.
Oh gosh, you guys. The perfume she wore.
She will never see again. How has it changed your life?
I worry now about my other kids, you know, and my daughter, our youngest daughter. I worry about her being out or walking or doing anything in case something happens to her, and then I'll lose another daughter.
Yes, your world changes, doesn't it? What you took for granted before is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. I've learnt that you never save things for another day either. If you see something that you think somebody would like, you should give it to them or tell them you love them, because you just don't know.
Aww. Oofda.
Queensland Police say detectives continue to work
Wow.
tirelessly towards ensuring Toya's killer is brought
So
to justice,
sad.
but admit the complex nature of the investigation has been challenging. In good news for the family, though, the Federal Attorney General's Department in Canberra
How
has
long till
finally completed
pause?
an extradition request for Mr. Singh,
No.
which will now be sent to government and law enforcement authorities in
Extradition
India. Of course, if you have any information which could assist police, call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks.
Liz Hayes. Ah, gosh. So now it says this. Rajwinder Singh charged with MURDER over the death of Toya Cordingley. Man arrested in India over Australian beach killing. Man accused of killing Toya Cordingley appears in Melbourne. Okay. Wow. He grew out a long beard and everything, you guys. There he is. There he is. And that is him, see? Wait. Rajwinder Singh has arrived in Melbourne after being extradited from India. There he is. Wow. Watch 1 minute and 18 seconds, maybe. Oh, I guess there is no sound because no matter where I go with this speaker, there's no sound. Is he in an airport? Or he was in one. Oofda. His life is over. Okay, they waited, and they waited for justice. He arrived in Melbourne. Okay. Because see right here, see, he's getting off the plane. I think he's getting off the plane and then getting into the, what's it called? Not the terminal, but the whatever it's called. Yeah. Yep, he was at the airport. Hi, allergic to humans. Thank you for being here. Okay, so this is what it says. Queensland Police has told Melbourne Court it has DNA evidence linking a man extradited from India to the death of Toya Cordingley. Rawinder Singh, 38, was escorted by Queensland Police on a Qantas flight from Delhi to Melbourne that arrived this afternoon. Within hours, Mr. Singh made a brief appearance in the Melbourne Magistrates Court, where he was remanded in custody. Ms. Cordingley was found dead on a beach north of Cairns in 2018, and her case shocked the community. He is expected to face charges over Ms. Cordingley's death. A hearing for Mr. Singh's extradition to Cairns was suspended until Thursday as arrangements for his transfer are made. Queensland Police Acting Superintendent Kevin Gowan told the court Mr. Singh went to India in the days following Ms. Cordingley's death. Investigators relied upon DNA evidence which links Mr. Singh to her homicide. And, yeah. Also said the police had telephone evidence linking the movement of mobile phones belonging to Miss Cordingley and Mr. Singh, which were tracked to the western side of Cairns. Mr. Singh, who was wearing a black turban and black jumper, sat calmly in the court dock while flanked by 2 security guards. In November last year, Mr. Singh was arrested in India, bringing to an end a years-long search that began when he flew to India's northern Punjab region the day after Ms. Cordingley's body was found. So the latecomers, people later coming in here, he was a nurse at a hospital, had children or a child and a wife, and he split. So that was suspicious. And then the phones, and I believe the wife called the police and said, my husband just up and quit his job. He's not around, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, did he ever say why he did such a thing? Good question. Let me take a look. Okay, and here's another one of him getting off the airplane. Okay, Toya's last day, Miss Cordingley's last day, October 21st, 2018, began like any other at the end of a week working a regular job at a Cairns Whole Foods pharmacy. Right? We were thinking it might have been a restaurant, right, Tashi? So she worked at a Whole Foods pharmacy. The 24-year-old started her Sunday with a mooch around Rusty's Markets before heading out to the beach. Around 2 p.m., she parked her light blue Mitsubishi Lancer at Wanggetty, bundled her dog Indy onto the sand. Okay, while Toya worked at a pharmacy in Cairns, her real passion in life was animals. Here she is. Wow. But hours later, her family began to worry that Miss Cordingley still hadn't returned home. As night fell, they headed to the beach and set out with torches to look for her, desperate to find the young woman alive. Eventually, they spotted the lovable German Shepherd, Cross Mastiff, unharmed and tied to a tree, but there was no sign of Miss Cordingley. The search party returned home to regroup, and Miss Cordingley was officially reported missing at 10:50 p.m. The sea and air search in the early hours of Monday morning, but it wasn't until Miss Cordingley's father, Troy, took police back to the spot where they had found Indy that they made a heartbreaking discovery. He found his daughter's body in the dunes at 7:45 a.m. Miss Cordingley's injuries, which police described as visible and violent, were so upsetting that her father had to be carried from the scene. Toya is my only child. Finding her body has burnt an indelible image in my mind. It is something a father should never have to suffer, he later wrote. Police set up a crime scene where Cordingley's body was discovered at the southern end of the beach, just 800 meters from her car. It was just the beginning of years-long criminal investigation into the young woman's brutal death. And this, so they had call Crime Stoppers, and then her name, she loved sunflowers. See, they had that when they were investigating. Cafe or coffee shop, but yep, that's right. It was a natural pharmacy, says Tashi. Tourists were asked to scour their photos taken from nearby Rex Lookout on the day of her death. So people that took pictures, right? Like, these are just random people. Thank you. Yeah. The father said, okay. 700 people marched throughout the streets in a Reclaim the Night rally against gendered violence, marking a moment's silence in Miss Cordingley's honor. As Miss Cordingley's funeral, just over a week after her body was found, hundreds of mourners packed into the tiny chapel, where a wooden coffin was adorned with fresh, bright yellow sunflowers. Her parents, too grief-stricken to speak, had their words read out by the celebrant. My love for you is boundless and cannot be surpassed. My brightness, my Toya, her father Troy wrote. With police still searching for evidence, grieving community members staged a silent vigil at Wanggetty, linking arms along the shoreline and casting flowers out into the ocean. During their Australian tour, Florida rock band The Red Jumpsuit Apparatus dedicated Miss Cordingley's favorite song to her memory. On the first anniversary of her death, the community unveiled a memorial in the spot where Miss Cordingley would have stepped onto the beach the day that she died. At the center of the stone structure was a plaque with Ms. Cordingley's version of a well-known quote, "Be the change you want the world to be." A year on, Miss Cordingley's name still adorned shop windows, posters strung up on trees, and stickers on car bumpers in nearly every street in Cairns. The Paws and Claws Kennel in Port Douglas, where she had worked for a year, opened a puppy nursery named in her honor. Wow, I didn't know that, you guys. Complete with a mural of Miss Cordingley and her furry friends smiling in a sunflower field. A Facebook page dedicated to Miss Cordingley's memory had more than 12,000 members, and stones bearing her name traveled as far afield as Spain and the Sahara Desert. Miss Cordingley's stepfather said the reporting about her death was insensitive to the grieving family. I'm totally pissed off with how the media has conducted themselves with regards to current information and no regard for our family. There was still no arrest back then. Her loved ones held memorials to remember their daughter, promising to keep fighting for justice. Oh, you're kidding. 4 of them passed before they received any major update on her case. Oh, you guys. I'm just going to say it. I think maybe the dad passed. I do. And the uncle. Because, you know, they were big men. Probably had a heart attack from all the stress. I just have a feeling. I wonder why. Maybe even the mom. All it says is 4 of them passed before they received any major update on her case. Then in November 2022, the Queensland government made a historic move, offering a record $1 million reward for information leading to an arrest, the largest in the state's history. She would be looking down thinking, "I can't believe they're doing this for me," her mother said at the time. She deserves every bit of it, and I just hope I get that call very soon to say that they found him. A few weeks later, Vanessa Gardner received that call. Police had arrested the prime suspect in their investigation in India. Vanessa was the mother, right? So the mother did get that, I think anyway. The $1 million reward has not been issued to date, but will be fully considered following due diligence at the appropriate time. So Australian agencies had to work closely with Indian authorities in Mr. Singh's extradition to Australia. While he awaited for his extradition hearing, Mr. Singh was placed in Tihar prison in New Delhi. He shared a cell, one cell, with 90 other inmates, according to his lawyer. At one stage, Mr. Singh asked to be moved to a private barrack in the jail and requested boiled food instead of the spicy dishes that he said were causing him digestive issues. Other similar cases have dragged on for years because suspects opposed the extradition, appealing in India's highest courts and delaying any resolution. Extradition cases are highly bureaucratic in India, and some have taken years to resolve. Before Mr. Singh could be brought back to Australia, it would be up to an Indian court to decide whether the Queensland police case against Mr. Singh was strong enough to recommend extradition. Apparently it was. Oh, wow. But Mr. Singh made a game-changing statement to the courts in early January that would speed up the extradition. He wanted to go to Australia to face the MURDER charge and fight it. I want to go back, he says. It is the Indian judicial system that has been holding things up, he said. He said, I did not kill the woman. The court decided to recommend the extradition, allowing the Indian government to give final approval. Last week, okay, this was written, when was this written? February of 2023. So this happened in 18, so 5 years later. Whoops. 5 years later, there's the start of justice, or did he? The court decided to recommend the extradition, allowing the Indian government to give final approval. Last week, Queensland police flew to India to bring Rajwinder Singh back to Australia. Officers had been tight-lipped about how the extradition would work, with concerns about jeopardizing the final careful plan to get the accused man onto a plane from New Delhi. Okay. On Tuesday, Mr. Singh was checked into a Qantas flight at New Delhi Airport after being taken through the main entrance, surrounded by several Indian and Australian authorities. He's expected to face charges after he lands in Australia. So let's just find out in a nutshell what he got, and then I'm going to end my live, okay? Or maybe it's too soon. Maybe there hasn't even been court. Okay, and this is what he looked like before, like that, when he approached her, type deal. Okay, so it hasn't been brought to trial yet. So prayers the whole family gets justice. I'm going to type in really quick. Did Toya's father pass? Did Toya Cordingley please father pass away? Before All right, you guys. I don't know if he was passed away or not before it was happened, but I just have a feeling he didn't look very healthy. You know what I mean? Or the uncle. But maybe grandparents passed. Yeah, but I mean, the hot sun and the pressure and the stress, and then I don't know. I just have this feeling it was the dad, the uncle. I guess not the mom. You know, and why did they even say it if it wasn't important, right? They were like, unfortunately, 4 members of the family or whatever I said have passed before an arrest was made or a charge. But I'm going to go, you guys. It's time for me to go. And I love you. Hit the like, subscribe if you want to. And I should see you tomorrow, okay? Bye, you guys. Thank you for coming over, every single one of you.